The gentleman from Illinois is recognized.
Speaker, I rise today in support of H.R. 3400 as amended, offered by my colleague and Veterans Affairs Committee Representative King-Hinds. This bill would give the VA Secretary the power to assign travel physicians for up to 1 year at a time in the U.S. territories to deliver care. VA provides health care in 5 U.S. territories in the Pacific and Atlantic. In the Pacific, VA has 1 medical center in Honolulu, Hawaii. There are 3 outpatient clinics in the American Samoa, Guam, and the Mariana Islands. The Atlantic VA has 1 medical center at Puerto Rico. There are 10 outpatient clinics across Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Based on most recent data, we have, from the VA Pacific system, serving 7,200 enrolled veterans. The VA Caribbean system serves 61,000 enrolled veterans. But the veterans in these parts of the world are forced to spend time and money to get their hard-earned care. For example, a veteran in Guam must travel 4,000 miles for care in Honolulu. A veteran in the Virgin Islands has to fly to Puerto Rico to receive care at the VA Medical Center there. The Travel Act would expand the reach of the VA care by putting physicians where the veterans live. I want to thank my friend, Representative King-Hinds, for her leadership on this bill to get veterans in remote parts of the world health care that they have earned. And I urge all of my colleagues to support H.R. 3400 as amended, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Illinois reserves. The gentleman from California is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman from California is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to speak in support of H.R. 3400, the Travel Act of 2025 as amended. VA estimates that as of June 2023, there were at least 100,000 veterans living in the U.S. territories, but it's likely that this number is even higher. However, only Puerto Rico has a VA medical center, and only American Samoa and Guam have outpatient clinics, or CBOCs. Therefore, veterans living in the territories have limited access to VA medical care. While eligible veterans can receive care through VA's community care program, access to specialty care, even in the community, is extremely limited given the lack of such services in the territories. This legislation authorizes the VA to appoint traveling physicians to provide care to veterans residing in American Samoa, Guam, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, and the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands of the United States, and any other territory or possession in the United States. It will also allow the traveling VA physician to coordinate with non-department medical providers as necessary to provide care. I thank Representative King-Hinds for introducing this bill. Individuals from the territories generally enlist in the military at higher per capita rates than residents of most U.S. states. However, veterans in the territories have long struggled to access the VA health care they have earned. This legislation would help reduce the rate at which these veterans must be referred to community providers or endure lengthy travel to access services at VA medical facilities, thousands and thousands of miles away from home. Veterans deserve access to the care and benefits they have earned regardless of where they live. I urge my colleagues to support H.R. 3400, the Travel Act. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from California reserves. The gentleman from Illinois is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I would like to yield to my colleague from the Commonwealth of Mariana Islands, Representative King-Hinds, as much time as she may consume.
The gentlewoman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in strong support of my bill, H.R. 3400, as amended, the Territorial Response and Access to Veterans Essential Life Care Act, or otherwise known as the Travel Act of 2025. This legislation is a vital step toward improving healthcare access for veterans residing in U.S. territories, including my district, the Northern Mariana Islands. Our veterans have served our country with honor, but too many of them still struggle to receive even the most basic care close to home. The Travel Act directly addresses the critical shortage of specialized medical care in remote and underserved areas. It authorizes the Department of VA to temporarily deploy VA physicians and medical specialists to the territories. These professionals would receive travel bonuses and provide much-needed care, helping close persistent gaps in the VA's service network. When I meet with the veterans back home, I often hear the same heartbreaking stories: long travel, long waits, and feeling forgotten by the very same system meant to care for them. This bill is driven by those voices. Their needs, their experiences, and their dignity are at the heart of the Travel Act. This bill brings care to them rather than asking them to sacrifice even more. I want to extend my deep appreciation to the Veterans Affairs Committee Chairman Mike Bost and Ranking Member Takano and their dedicated staff for their work and support of this legislation. This bipartisan effort reflects a shared commitment across the aisle and across the country to ensuring that no veteran is left behind no matter where they live. I urge all my colleagues to support the Travel Act. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back.